Hi guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube tutorial. Or rather, it's more of a how-to than a tutorial because I don't go through every single thing. But anyway, here's Wuzzy. Meet Wuzzy. He's a fuzzy character from a collection I like to call Deefur Dudes. Named after myself, obviously. Deefur D. People ask what D for D means in there. It's all in the name really. D for D. D for Dean. My name's Dean. So anyway, let's get on with it. This is the start where I do the outlining and fill in all the blocky parts. Bit of colour, liven things up. No, what I'm doing there is just adding a bit of yellow to behind to make it look as if it's being lit up from behind. Obviously brown is a colour that's made up with yellow, so there will, a lot of yellow in colour brown, hence why we're filling it up with yellow. And bit of black just to make things stand out a bit. In real life, things don't have a black edge, but they do appear to have. So it's always worth putting in a little bit of black just to make things stand out a little bit more. And now the eyes. A little bit of white after doing a yellow fur background. So what we do is you make a white semicircle, then we get the airbrush eraser, take the opacity down a little bit, and take away most of that circle, just leave the very edge. You'll see why in a minute. And then a bit of red eventually. Turn the size down a little bit so I can do circles within the pre-selected area. Couple of circles there, and then over to the other eye, same job. Couple of circles, and once I'm happy with them, start fading it down, so bringing it from the outside edge inwards with lighter colours. You can see here what I mean by fading the colour in while we're looking at me creating some reflections. I will say that reflections are the key to making my artwork stand out, at least. One of the things that I tend to use quite a lot of. Just shows that you've got an understanding of the world around you. If you use reflection, especially if you use them right. And here what I'm doing is just creating a box shape with a little bit of flair, obviously. This is going to be a curvy window, just to reflect the fact that nothing in the world is actually straight. So his eyes are a bit bumpy, a bit curvy. So we show that in the reflection. So there, a bit of reflection you can see just makes it really stand out. Just add a little bit of extra white to the outline of the eyes. And there's Wuzzy. So on with the next bit to make the eyes really stand out and make an appearance. So you add the pupil and the iris, again using layers. So drop back a layer to put the blue in. Then just a little bit of touching up, making things look perfect. And as you can see there, a couple more tiny reflections on the actual eye, on the pupils. Just makes the eyes really stand out. Here we have the tongue. Pretty straightforward really, just a tongue. You can see that I didn't make it perfect in the beginning and have to adjust things and make them look right. So just adding some detail to the teeth here. Bit of yellow, bit of white. And then I go in afterwards and put a bit of black behind it, but you'll see that in a sec. Just to make things stand out. Remember I was saying earlier about how black makes things just have that little edge. You can see here, a bit of shading, a bit of black always goes really well in 99% of artwork. Here you can just see me messing around with different pens, trying to get the right setting to do the fur on the lip. There is actually a fur setting all the way at the bottom, but I think I was just being a bit too lazy to go for that option. Oh no, you can see that I'm using the fur there. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you made it this far, this is the end of my little video. Here is Wuzzy in its completion. I'm not really sure what's going on with the colour here. You have to excuse me, this is my first ever YouTube video. I'm sure I'll learn a lot along with you guys. But yeah, so if you've made it this far, congratulations. And be sure to look me up on Instagram. My tag is the same as on here, Deefur DR, except separate the words with underscores, so it's Deefur_D_art, and there you can see a lot more of my work.